Now, Guccifer 2.0, the hacker, has released another series of hacked DNC emails that, of course, the Democrats are saying, oh, it's the Russians. It's the Russians. They're already blaming the Russians for this, as they have the whole time. I think that's, of course, in an effort to distract from what's in these emails. And what's in these emails is pretty bad. Now, one of them happens to show that something that we've already suspected. There's a lot of things that we suspected because, look, I'm cynical and, about the Democrats anyway, and I'm pretty sure you guys are too, because they've turned out to be largely right. But we've already suspected this, right? That Hillary Clinton is not the biggest fan of President Barack Obama. Oh, wow, you just figured that out. No, not just figured that out. We kind of knew that already. But here's some pitch perfect proof. Now, in a 2015 email to Colin Powell, right, a Democratic mega donor wrote that Hillary Clinton, quote, hates President Obama for beating her in the 2008 nominating race in the primary. And she dismissively referred to him as that man. That guy, that man. Okay. I guess there are other worse things that you could call President Barack Obama. Certainly, he's been called those worse things by the Republican Party. But fair enough, right? I guess you could maybe tie in a racial connotation to that guy, that man, instead of saying Barack Obama, the guy who kicked my ass. But anyway, now the donor that the email was, it's basically between mega donor and corporate financier Jeffrey Leeds and Colin Powell. This was stolen from his machine. Now, and he depicted Hillary Clinton as a sore loser set on revenge, right? Now, these emails were released and they're obtained by The Intercept, right? And in these emails, they claim that Clinton was also terrified that she would lose in 2016, the nomination. Quote, Leeds wrote to Powell in March 2015, quote, I think Hillary can't believe she might not make it. It's the one prize she wants. She has everything else. Now, let me ask you a question, guys. If you wanted something so bad, right, the one thing that you never had that you really, really want, what lengths would you go to get that one thing? Would you lie? Would you cheat? Would you stack the things in favor for yourself? Would you say anything and yet do nothing? Or change nothing if you win? See, these are legitimate questions, okay? Now, there's the other thing, right? Now, Leeds referred to the presidency as a prize, right? That Hillary must view it as some sort of prize to be won. Leading the free world is not a prize. It is a huge, huge responsibility. It is the biggest responsibility that you could ever have. And it's not a prize. It's a hard job, or it should be a difficult job. It should be one of the most difficult jobs in the world. And look, maybe she sees that as part of the challenge. I don't know. Maybe that's why it's so a prize, because it's so hard. It's the biggest challenge. I don't know. But the fact that it's referred to as a prize, and that maybe Clinton feels that way, is not a good thing. You should really only run for office if you want to help people. You know, if you really want to help make America the best place, right? And make it better for everybody, right? That's how you should run, or that's the reason that you should run, right? And you think that your policies are the best to to get that goal. Not because, well, I did everything else and now I just want to be president. It's my turn. That's not how this shit works. That's not how this should work, right? The polar opposite to that, by the way, was Bernie Sanders, right? He actually ran because I feel like my policies, I feel like I can actually do something. I didn't want to run in the first place, but I saw no good alternatives. So I thought, I'm going to jump in the race and actually do progressive principles that will actually help the American people. That's what Bernie Sanders ran on, right? But if you're only running because it's the only thing left that you haven't already done, that's a shit reason. And that makes you a shit candidate. Now, Leeds went on to say about Barack Obama that the 2008 Democratic primary left Clinton and Obama bitter rivals. Once again, that's something that we already kind of figured out, right? He writes, and she hates that the president, that man, kicked her ass in 2008. She can't believe it or accept it. She can't believe that she still, in 2015, and this guy says she still can't believe she got her ass kicked in 2008. How did I let that guy, that man, beat me? Well, it must have been sexism, right? I mean, that's what they always go back to. Now, you remember back in 2008 the post about the Obama boys, right? How they're a cult. Lay off, Obama boys. Lay off. I think it was a Salon piece, right? You're sexist white men that support Barack Obama. Lay off of Hillary because she's a woman. Kind of ironic, right? Calling them sexist when they're actually not sexist. They did the same thing to Bernie Sanders. Okay, the Bernie Bros and the Obama boys, all sexist white men. But it's kind of ironic that in 2008 they supported a black man. Just saying, it's not sexism. Okay, now you look at all this, right, and you probably wonder, why is Obama running for her then? Why is Obama campaigning for her? I mean, he's out there, saying all sorts of great things about Hillary Clinton and going up against Donald Trump. He's campaigning. He's doing all that. Why would he do that if he hates her so much or if she hates him so much? Well, it's because they're both bought by the same people. They both have the same policies as well. Very, very similar. 5% changing the outside and continuity on the inside. That's what they do. This is all about politics. Them hugging it out on stage, politics, man. It makes for a pretty good picture, doesn't it? At least if you're a Democratic loyalist. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's so nice. Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton hugging it out. When in 2008, they were punching each other in the face. You remember, Hillary Clinton was one of those, ran the 3 a.m. ad, right? Oh, who do you want there at 3 a.m.? And then you had the picture released of Obama in the Muslim garb. And then you had Obama coming out and saying, look, Hillary Clinton will say anything and change nothing. Well, I guess that's true for both of them at this point. But look, they are pretty much the same policy-wise. And they may not like each other, but they sure do love the establishment. And see, this is why Obama backed Hillary Clinton and not an actual change maker like Bernie Sanders. Somebody who was out there actually challenging the establishment. It's all about politics, man. Now, Leeds also wrote that Hillary's State Department email scandal might end up wrecking her campaign, and that Obama wouldn't mind watching her burn for it. Wow. Quote, no one likes her, and the criminal thing ain't over, Leeds writes in another email. I don't think the president would weep if she found herself in real legal trouble. She'll pummel his legacy if she gets a chance, and he knows it. Now remember, this was back in 2015. This is back before the bruising primary between her and Bernie Sanders. Now remember, before Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton was more hawkish and more right-wing than Barack Obama. I mean, especially, like, you look at her different positions, and you look at her position on guns, right? They called her Annie Oakley. And she was also to the right, at that point, than Barack Obama, although they had pretty similar healthcare stances, to be honest with you. So, they were both pretty similar on the healthcare thing. But look, this was before Bernie Sanders dragged her kicking and screaming to the left. Now, here's the other thing, right? This is only one man's opinion, right? Leeds. And this guy's a mega donor. So look, he could be wrong about this stuff. Maybe. We don't really know. Now, here's the other thing, right? Now, about the legacy, right? She'll pummel his legacy if she gets a chance, and he knows it. Well, we saw something different during the primary. We actually saw her cozy up and really cling to President Barack Obama's legacy during the primary. I mean, you saw it. Oh, no, Obama's fantastic. Everything that Obama did was great. Well, there's a reason for that, right? Even if she really does hate his legacy and wants to pummel it, politically, it's not very smart because Barack Obama is actually incredibly popular for an outgoing president. Let's do a comparison, right? George W. Bush, who came before Barack Obama, had a 34% approval rating upon leaving office. That is dismal. That is bad. That is terrible. Barack Obama, however, right now, in most of the polls, he's enjoying a 50+% approval rating. In fact, an ABC News Washington Post poll actually had him about 58% for his approval rating. Now, when it comes to Hillary Clinton, she is nowhere near 50%. And I also have to mention that neither is Donald Trump. Now, assuming that these emails are true, right? Then Hillary Clinton, I think, is clinging to Barack Obama out of necessity, political necessity, because she is so unpopular and he is very popular. One of the most popular outgoing presidents that we've had. No, Bill Clinton was about 60%, but she ain't no Bill Clinton either. And he's kind of pissed away some of his popularity as well from some of the stuff he did in the primary and some of the stuff he said in the primary. So, look, going along with this logic kind of makes me think definitely necessity. Definitely. Now, all in all, these leaks, this new batch of emails, shows that what we've already suspected. In my opinion, I think Hillary Clinton just wants the prize of the presidency because she hasn't won it before. She wants that power. She wants that prestige. It's her turn. And look, she got that. She's getting her turn right now. And the election is pretty close. We have 2 months left. Pretty tight. And I think my prediction, and it could change, and I can't say that this is rock solid, but I think she'll win, but it'll be a goddamn squeaker. It'll be way, way too close for comfort. So that's my prediction on that. And I can point to the different various national polls, the fact that her negatives are so high, the fact that her good week, her good week hardly gives her a bump, right? And the different polling in the different states that do show her pretty close in certain states. And Trump having an advantage in a couple of swing states like Ohio and Florida. So, I don't know. But anyway, as far as Hillary Clinton is concerned, she still actually might be pissed at Obama for taking away her shot in 2008. Now, knowing this, I kind of wonder how she's going to treat Bernie Sanders from now on. My guess, it's not going to be very good. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent, non-corporate media, go to our Patreon page and become a patron. Patreon.com/TYTNation.